Hey everyone who cares to listen and cares to watch what I have to say from time to time. Thanks for tuning in. I'm currently on break at work, heading on over to get my second shot of Moderna. Can't wait to see if I get any side effects or not. Now when it comes to this whole vaccination thing, I understand and respect why people would not want to get the vaccine or a vaccine in general. I usually avoid getting vaccines overall, except in this situation I think that it's a little bit more merited. Now some people might say, oh okay, that's just because you're buying into the whole narrative of what's going on and that it's really not that big of a deal, it's not as bad as they make it out to be and all of that. And they say do your own research and everything, and I've actually thought and considered that this might be blown out of proportion and that it's kind of ridiculous to get the vaccine and all that. I trust the science, and after doing the research on the subject and looking into what's inside of it, looking into the mRNA technology, taking a look at the data as far as how it's helped people with long haulers, people who have contracted COVID and had to deal with that for a period of time, and it looks like it's a good thing to do, at least in my case, with the research that I've conducted, and that's the conclusion I've come to. I'm pretty excited about getting this done and getting it over with, and being able to have a card that says that I got both my shots. Yeah, it's supposed to protect me from contracting it from other people, but I think that's what ultimately is going to help protect other people, is if I get immunity, and if this vaccine helps me with a 95% success rate, if it helps me from contracting it, then that's fantastic. Then if I can't contract it, significantly less likely to be able to pass it on. And if I for some reason contracted the virus way before the public knew about it, I was experiencing a number of different respiratory issues for a while, like maybe even a whole year before the whole entire scare started happening in December of 2019. So if for some reason I am one of those long haulers, someone who's contracted this situation, has been fighting off flare-ups of this virus, then the data suggests that it should help me out with any sort of respiratory issues I've been dealing with, which I doubt. I don't think that I actually have COVID, and I don't think I've had to deal with it over the years. If anything, it might have more to do with me acquiring allergies over the years. I hear that people can get allergies just seemingly out of nowhere, and they can just flare up out of nowhere. This one time I was in New Orleans and I was on antibiotics from this respiratory infection I had down there, and I took these antibiotics, and they were sulfa-based antibiotics. And I took these antibiotics, and after a week I started feeling a lot better, and I was street performing down there, and that was my means of getting income. So I started street performing again immediately and standing out in the sun, and on the bottle it says do not stay in the sun for long periods of time when taking this medication. Well, I completely ignored that, and once I started feeling better after a couple weeks of lying down on a couch and not doing anything, I wanted to work and I wanted to get some money because I was running out of money. And I go outside and I'm doing my contact juggling on the streets of New Orleans, getting plenty of sun, and my whole body started breaking out in these hives. So I went to urgent care and they gave me a shot full of steroids and told me to take some Benadryl, and after a couple days it started going away. But the point is on my way to walking to urgent care, my whole body was covered in these welts. And this guy stopped me that I saw every single day I was out working, and he goes, wow, what's wrong? Because I'm walking very, very slow because my whole body was itchy and everything was slightly painful. And I explained my situation to him. And he said, that looks a lot like something that happened to me. One day I had a banana for breakfast and my whole body broke out. And then the next day I had another banana and my whole body broke out. And I used to have a banana to eat every single morning, he said to me. And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I became allergic to bananas. And I hear other stories from other people and friends who, out of nowhere, just acquire a new allergy. So, whatever it is that's causing me some respiratory issues, I mean, I've had chronic bronchitis and had to deal with that my whole life, but this is like a whole new different flavor of respiratory problems where there's this congestion in my lungs and my throat, and it flares up and goes away depending on the weather, which has always been an issue with me and my respiratory issues. But anyways, I'm willing to roll some dice and get this shot and be able to help achieve herd immunity for everybody else. At the end of the day, I've had a really good run. I'm lucky to be alive. Life's been really good to me. and I can't complain. Everyone, thanks for joining me for this drive and vibe today. I'm gonna get back to what I'm doing here, and I'll give you a report later on about what's going on with the side effects, if any. Hopefully there are none. Last time it was just a little bit of soreness in the arm, and I hear that the second shot has a better chance of getting one to experience side effects, so we'll see how that goes down. I'll see you real soon. All right, I've arrived at the destination. I'm gonna go inside and let them stick something in my arm that has a bunch of stuff in there that people on the internet are mixed feelings about, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, life's weird. All right, I got the other shot. It's in my arm right now. Feels just fine. Nothing so far. It's time to go back. Back to the future. Just kidding, back to work. Oh, and if you're new to my channel, please know that I post a lot here on YouTube. Every single Sunday I post another tutorial on something to do with the circus and the flow arts. So if you want to learn how to juggle, or juggle clubs, or even juggle scarves, or contact juggle, just like David Bowie did in the Labyrinth, or that fushigi craze that happened a while back, or spin things on your finger. In the industry, we call that pediddling, and that's just a fancy word of saying to spin something on your finger. Funny word. Or even learn how to use devil sticks. Then, hey, you're in the right place. Check out my playlist section and click on Circus and Flow Arts Tutorials to learn how to do stuff. All right, everyone, this is where I leave you. Remember to never give up. Do your best. Stay true to you. And be amazing. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Heart. That's a heart.